All right, I'm going to show you two different ways you can go about to convert a fraction to a decimal. Fractions and decimals are very closely related. They both show part of a whole number, just in different ways. And so 15/35, that's going to be a little bit less than half, because I know 15 is half of 30. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my numerator, and I'm going to treat this like a division problem, where my numerator is my dividend, 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 and my denominator is my divisor. And I will take 15 and I will divide it by 35. And that's okay that this number is smaller. My numerator is smaller because I'll just end up having to divide completely to get a decimal answer, which is what I want. So 35 won't go into 1 or 15, but it will go into 150. I'm going to guess maybe 4 times here. Let's see. 5 times 4 is 20. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14. So 140, so that works. So let's say we've got a 4 up here and we subtract 140. This gives me 10. I'm gonna keep dividing, adding a 0 here. 35 goes into 100 twice, because I know that'll give me 70, and then 70 plus 35 will be 105, so that'd be too much. So twice, for this, 35 times 2, I'm going to subtract 70. 100 minus 70 gives me, I'm left with 30. And what I'm going to do here, I want to round to the hundredths place, but to do that I need my thousandths place to know whether I need to round up or round down. So 35 goes into 300, I'm going to guess maybe 8 times, subtract, multiply. 5 times 8 is 40. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 4 is 28. And that looks good. 280. If I did one more, it'd be too big. So I'm going to put 8 up here, minus 280, and that leaves me with 20 left over. If I'm going to round this, this is going to equal, if I'm going to round this to the hundredths place, that 8 tells me I need to round up, this is going to equal 43 hundredths. Now I could have saved myself a little bit of time if I simplified my fraction first. If I found the common factor, which would have been 5 here, because 15 ends in 5 and 35 ends in 5. So 5 is going to be probably my greatest common factor. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 35 divided by 5 is 7. And now I can do 3 divided by 7, which is a little bit easier than what I did up here. Still divide completely though. 7 goes into 3 0 times. 7 goes into 34 times. Subtract 28. 2 left over. 7 goes into 22 times. Subtract 14. 6 left over. And I'm going to go to my thousands so that way I can round to my hundreds. 7 goes into 68 times, where I have to subtract 56. And then left with 4. So notice I got the same answer here because these are equivalent fractions, so they represent the same decimal. And I'm just going to round this to the nearest hundredths place, so that should be 43 hundredths. So that's how you convert a fraction to a decimal.